Okay, so yesterday you're doing the out. This is actually the outward spiral. Okay, my hand, although my elbow is going in, the outward spiral is gonna go that way. Okay, so for example, if you're doing kokyu ho, so whoa, it's outward spiral. Whoa, it's right there. Okay, got it? So yin and yang concept. If the technique overall is yielding, there's got to be a little bit of yang into it. So as the technique is the outward spiral, there's going to be a little inward spiral to it. Do you understand? So the hip was going in and the elbow was going down. Okay? Now let's work on the inward spiral. And you can just reverse all that. So even though the spiral is going in, the first move is the hip's going to go back and the elbow will go up. Okay? So again, you'll follow the same rules. That the elbow is going to stay in a kind of graceful pattern with no zigzags and no lines across the circumference or the radius. You're not doing this kind of stuff. Keep your grip, please. You're not doing this. Do you see that? So here my elbow went straight back, then straight up, and then turn. This is too jagged. You see that? No. Okay. Also, you will not change the relationship between your elbow and your rib cage. Got it? So when I did that last one, you see I shrunk that area. Okay? So we're here like this, and drill one is I'm going to continue this freeing of the one corner. So I'm going to free that corner. It's going to go back. That's the beginning. Boom. Boom. Okay? So he pushes hard, and I free it. Boom, boom. Here. Okay, let's try. So going back to the outward spiral, Tai no Henko. So when he's pushing, remember I'm not moving him. Remember that? I just free the corner, drop the elbow. Free the corner, drop the elbow. Free the corner, boom, drop the elbow. That is all I'm doing. He's pushing, right? Then I'm just doing my thing. So when you're here, do not move him. Do not move him. Do you see that difference? You'll note it in your elbow. The elbow now changed distance. Do you see? So I'm not trying to move him. So I don't need to pull him. I don't need to yield to him. I don't need to push him. I'm just here. I keep this relationship. He pushes, and I just do this. Free. Let's take the elbow turn out. Just the corner. Here. Boom. See? Different. You're going to feel it in your outer delta. Push in. Here. Boom. 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 Okay, try. So it looks different what you're doing, but you don't know that. But to me, to my eye, it looks different. So I'll show you some things you can do, okay? So what it looks like you're doing is more hip rotation, shoulder rotation. And that's why you get the pull, okay? So, for example, Leah, you're gonna come up. You can test for certain pressures, okay? So as he pushes, I just stand over there. As he pushes, right, and I turn my hips like this, Okay? You can see that I'm disjointed. Okay? So when Leah comes to push on this hand, let's just push on this vector, right up my arm, right up my arm. It's very difficult to hold it. It'll be nearly impossible for her to, for me to keep it up. So she pushes down. You see, can't do it. Okay. And that upwardness is important because remember that I'm going to turn my elbow around this way. Okay. So when I go here, he cannot stop me from lifting that hand. Push down, push down, push down. Okay, so technique, if I go here, and he pushes down because I turn that elbow out, you see? Right. But if I go here, this hand becomes liftable. So why? Because I come in on his thumb side. You see, I'm coming in on this. Just look how awkward that is for pushing down something. You wouldn't do that. You would want to push down here. You see? So when you turn your body and then you turn the elbow down, you get that. And that's exactly what he needs to push down, which is what you guys get a lot of when you do it wrong. Do it wrong, or we just go, because that's a yin energy, you see? So I can't do that. So I just, same way, think smaller, 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 not turning out like that. Okay, very small, and I turn my elbow the outward. And since he's never really on it, my arms can be relaxed. All I have to do is always feel for the center, maintain zero pressure. I'm not on the positive or the negative side. And then move from my centers. Try to shrink everything. But you can't just shove into it. There's a little boom. Okay, let's try. So, you are not simply changing his skeletal alignment. You see, so I tasked him with, you have to hold on, okay? And then I do stuff with his arm. You see that? And so I could get away with these kind of shapes. You see that? Right. So you go like this. But that's not sound. That's not mechanically sound. You can feel it if you're honest in your elbow and in your tricep. Also, it's not tactically sound because the guy had to hold on to you in order for you to do that. Okay, so kind of like yesterday's training, in some way his base of support is being immobilized or taken away from his control, so that when I create the angle of disturbance, he cannot so readily regain his balance, okay? So in this technique, he was tasked with the initial push, so he's coming forward. I'm going to keep that going forward. He's going to go forward, and then my angle disturbance line cuts here, okay? So he's going forward, and I push the angle disturbance line. am not going to, when I go like this, you see, he's not coming forward. He's going up, you see? And then I'm doing this. Well, what if you let go and just come in now? Look, you're in a whole lot of shit, okay? So, you want him to keep going forward. So this movement, you see he's going forward. But I'm going to turn it. I'm going to make it go to this side. And my projection then has to be of such a nature that it does not stop him from going forward. So you're not going like this and you push them back down, you see? You have to go, I do feel a center, but I have to go over the top of it. Both vectors are, it's not that he needs to travel, but his inertia needs to be on that vector. Do you understand? So he's pushing really hard, right? And you see how he's coming in. So there's energy there. I don't let it go that far, but I need to make sure it keeps going that way. That he's tasked with that inertia. Then as I throw back, I cannot push him back and stop that vector. Okay? So it's just over the top. It's not a matter of you actually aiming over the top, and nor was it a matter of you pulling him into that. It's just energy's going this way and energy's going over the top. Okay? But this is why you can make these very small. You can keep it big if you want, small. These are different things. Okay? Let's so again, in your lust for power, you're like, here, no. So I go like that. You see? I've lost the pattern. And always you prioritize the hands. You're prioritizing the visible world. So you're like, I can see my hand go. Right? It doesn't matter where you're touching. Do you understand that? It doesn't matter where or with what you're touching. You see? It's just energy. Even the pattern I gave you is not important. Push. Right? Not important. You see? So wherever I'm at is just the pattern. So you see how you guys will go like this. So you're like, boom, wow. Oh, wait, now you're not doing it. Boom. So at a point, what I feel is, the initial pressure, it goes off when I turn like that. You see? And then before he crashes into me, I start to deflect it that way. His energy that way. You see? And then I just need a vector over here. So it generally happens where everything else happens, here. Not here. Here. So as I come around, boom, he hits that. You see? He hits it. And that reaction is the vector. Do you understand? I am not shoving him. He hits the vector. Boom, boom, right there. He hit it. He hits it. Do you understand? So I can keep my shape. And I can keep relaxed. You guys will go to your hat. Okay? Try it again. Come close to it and ask the question. Okay, let's take the mistake I pointed out, where someone is going to use a kind of elbow to tweak his skeletal alignment. You see that? Okay. In some ways, it's right, which is why people do it, because it was a plausible near mistake. Okay? So they're here and they realize that the forearm can be a contact point, but they're thinking skeletal alignment. I am going to have the forearm be a point, but it's this pressure here. So I'm going to do agency on the vector, and you'll see I can push him with that point where he's ledging on me. Do you see that? Do you get it? Okay. They were using that point to skeletally torque his elbow and shoulder mechanism. Okay? I am here, and then I can push on that point. But that would not be Aikido and not this technique. So what I'm doing instead is his energy is coming in, and when it comes forward, it hits that point. Do you understand? So versus me generating the energy, I generate stability. He hits it at a deflecting angle, and it makes him go over. Okay, which means now I don't have to oomph anything. Do you get it? Which means what's more important is the yin moment. You see? The yin moment is what gets him on the initial needed vector, making mass lighter, and then has him hit my stability. Okay? So this is different. You see that? This is him hitting me. He hits me. He hits me. You understand? Maybe if you think of it this way, but just correct it. But my arms can be very loose. And I am now actually completing the inward spiral. So it takes it off. You see? When you do the other one, it's a weird shape. This way, in, out, in, out, in. And out would be what? Okay, got it. So let's, because I'm operating at an energetic level, the more energy he gives me, the easier everything is. Meaning, the more mass will go into the forward progress, right? That vector, so that means there's less mass when I do the projection point. And the more energy he gives me when he rebounds off of the ledge, there's going to be more rebound. But when I don't have things set up, more energy actually leads to energy escaping out of that system. And then I don't have control of it. Okay, so let me use... And so you'll see a breakdown of the mechanics you were just trying to get. Okay? So you can already see that this part's not engaged. So if you paid attention, his knees wobbled because he got lifted because I gave full pressure here. Did you feel that? So you can already tell this is not going to work, right? And you can see that this collapsed. So once he starts the movement and he frees the hip, it's too much energy. There's too much energy. Okay, so he will resort to that. You see that he's resorting to the shoulder. If you could maybe hear his shoulder was cracking because he's overstressing it, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, so he didn't have the right anatomical organization, and then they will resort to the attacker-defender mindset. You'll use your external muscles, and then you can't do the technique. Okay, so we'll come up. And this time, so you guys can see, I want you to note what the, where the organization breaks down. So did you see it? Okay, so we go. And we had the down, right? And again, if you pay attention, your shoulder kinked up. So I'm not pushing all that hard, you see? But I will fill the yin spaces that her technique is creating. So what happened to me? Did you see? I went off balance, and then what? Went back on balance. And she's actually giving me back my balance, okay? Along. Did you see the elbow came out like this? It's outside of frame. And again, it's not very hard, but I can already see you extending like this. You see that? You already don't want me in here. So you came in with the attacker-defender dichotomy. Do you understand? Okay. So we go. And then you're going to lose that one, right? Why? Because your lever's in the wrong place. So let's exaggerate it, hyperextend your elbow, and now as you turn it down, you see how weak that gets. So that when you try to push me out, you actually put me at the distal end of the lever, and I have the mechanical advantage. Okay? So you're still pushing me out. Do you understand? So this is you. Feel the difference? This is you. Okay? And so when I move, look where you're going. When you move me, see the difference? So I'm here. Whoa. If I don't have enough energy, look. You. Can you push that? No, but I'm not doing this. So I'm just me. Oh. I'll just do me for a while so you can feel the difference. How about you? See that you feel the difference already, okay? So it's still gonna happen again. So how much forward? Because look at don't I want you to just go dead. Do you understand? Okay, go dead. So you guys see there's forward energy. Go dead. You see? And now when you go, look how I count. You see? I count forward. Because you're stopping me. You understand? Go dead again. You see? Okay, you guys see that collapse right here. Which way is it supposed to go? Is it supposed to go forward? Your elbow? Yeah. Because do you feel the push?
Yes.
And do you feel yourself stopping it?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be yang on yang.
Yes.
And it'll work if you're stronger than me. If I don't have a knife, it'll work. If I don't have a weapon, it'll work. If there's not another attacker and you're stronger than me, it'll work. Okay? But what you're feeling here is, well, now you're yielding, but you can see that. So here again, see, I can't come in. You're stopping me from coming in. You see that? Stay there. So again, if I had a knife, you're pinned. As you push me out, you pin yourself. If there's a multiple attacker, you're pinned. They're going to get you. If I'm stronger than you, which I am in this case, it's going to push you over. Do you understand? Do you guys get that? Okay. So what she did a beginner correction. Who can spot it? It was already there. It's already here. She scooted back. Do you see? She was like, it was too much push, so I'm going to scoot back. But now we're not training on the yin absorption. So come back in because you got pushed out of the technique, right? Okay, so we go. And then we have that crooked S S-spine again. And then she's trying to pick it up. Do you see that? But am I able to go forward? No, you feel me pushing on you, right? That's you stopping me. So now I have perfect balance. I have perfect balance. I can move however I want. If you let that arm go dead, then I would lose my balance. Do you get it? Yes. Okay, so Leah. So what do you see? He's shoving me back. Okay, so you're going like this. You're going like this. Hi. I need you to come this way. Hi. Not this way. Hi. You going this way. Oh, you gotta push, don't you? Push for me. Push. Knock me down. Knock me down. Knock me down. Knock me down. Oh, knock me down. Knock me down. Good. Knock me down. Knock me down. Don't fake Ukemi. You see? Balance. You have balance. Push. Oh, keep your grip. Don't do anything but push. Hi. Whoa, you didn't push. Hi. How could you push? There you go. Come on. Hi. Knock me. Knock me. You did. Knock me. Okay? So you are a mixture of super light and super fake. I'm going to be heavier and not fake. So I'm pushing. So do you see you don't have the yang capacity to not utilize the initial vector. Do you guys understand that? If I sit here and I go heavier than you but fake, right, and you go, you see that? Okay, I was assigned a task which was push. So there's no absorption, do you see? Which is why my push gets your center. Okay? That was an external elbow absorption. Do you see that? Same thing. Which is a yin space of incorrect organization. That was yang. And again, so that's a trick. I'll go before the uke is ready. Look at this grip again. Hi. Stop. 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 Here's where we start. Here, I'll show you how fraudulent that is. Go. Go. Right. Go. Do you see how you're solving for the elbow? Yes. Okay? Yes. Look for my hand. Hi. Where do you want my hand? Push down on it. Push down on it. Push. Try to knock me down. Knock me down. Good. And again. Push down. So how much more do I have to grab like this? Okay? Yes, you feel the yang. You see? You're giving me the yang. There it is. The yang. Okay? So, as you guys, what I'm trying to show you is you're too satisfied with your uke falling down. Don't forget if they fall or not. Keep the pattern, keep the energetic requirements. Got it? Because when you get satisfied with them falling, you probably aren't doing the other two things. Okay? Let's go. You're there. So what I see is that you stop your roll. Your roll is just to push and knock her down. Your role is to do a linear thrust that way. That way she has a conflict. That way she can practice reconciliation. But what happens is, just do it normal. Okay? You'll push to there, and now all of a sudden you go into Ukemi mode. You see that? And then we don't want that. We're so low, you're not going to get hurt if she actually took your balance and knocked you down. Do you understand? Okay, so you're going to put all your effort, all your muscles is what I want you to put. Okay, good. And you're going to do your technique. You're not going to showboat it. You're going to do you. Go. So you can see that elbow is coming out. Push hard, and try to fix it. Try to fix it. Try to fix it. Fix it. Better. And you went, though, into Ukemi. Push hard with your center. You go into Ukemi. You're sharpening her now, though. Your elbow's staying in now, okay? Oh, there it goes out. Okay, so move. So you're going to see how much muscle you're putting. And what I was demonstrating was, if I just keep the singular intention, do you see? You will fall in. Well, now she's trying to muscle me back. Do you get it? Did you feel that? Watch the pressure increase. Do you see? Pressure's increased. So it's not about umphing. It's just about staying focused on your singular assigned intention. Okay? So I was never allowed to come forward. Okay? This is all the forward you're giving me. You see? Now I'm stuck here. So how far off do I need to go? Are you going to push me back? You see? Again, when will that work? When will that work? When you're stronger than me, right? But it's not Aikido. So if you're not stronger than me, then you give me the ledge that I use to push you. You want to reconcile this. It is not reconciled. Stay there. So this is where you felt that one because the elbow came out, okay? But what happens is when you feel her pushing on you, you go like that. See how I did that? And then you follow it in, and then you go like that. Don't follow it in. Keep going. What's the worst that happens? 1. I'm alive. It's not that high a fall. Okay? 1. It's fine. Don't start pulling out of the technique. That's what I was trying to get you to do. Your intention should be coming in. That way, her job is not this. You see that? That's not it. This is going to be external, mechanically disadvantageous stuff. This is different. Do you see? I need you to push. Let me show you what you're doing. Because you felt yang, right? But I am more powerful than you. So you go like this. What was my singular intention? Forward. Let's do you again. Go. How many intentions is that? Okay, so I'm just pushing, right? This is yang, right? Am I still pushing down, forward? Yes, I am. What's the difference? You see, that's 2, okay? So when you came up and you pushed down on that, instead of forward on it, then we change the technique. But I don't want you to do that. Whoops. Good. Why did I do that? To test whether you're keeping the singular intention. Whoops. Good. Now. Where are you going? In. There you go. Right here you go, I'm going to fall back. Let me throw you. Let me throw you. Good. Do you see the difference?
Nice.
That's it. There you go. Yes. Yes. There you go. And now start accepting it. There's the training. It's the uke. You just release, accept. Release, accept. No intention. No intention. Yeah. And then let go and calm down. Good. That's it. Do you see how more immediate her overtaking of me was on the last rep? Okay? Let's go.